Hello guys. So in today's video we're gonna try to file these financial problems. So the idea is to find the net present value as well as the future value of this is a set of payment, okay, over some over example. This is $100 at the end of the next 3 years, 200 in year 4, 300 in year 5, and 500 in year 6. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use a spreadsheet. So most of the time you got Excel at home, you can use it, but it's the same thing if you have like Google spreadsheet, which is free, you don't have to pay. Okay, so it's easy. By the way, if you connected to Google, you just type drive. Let me show you. You just type drive, drive, Google Drive if you want, or you can type Google Drive, or you go to your Drive and then you tap spreadsheet. Okay, so let me type Google Drive. I'm just gonna show you. I use Google Drive. Most of you should know that. So let's say if I go to Google Drive, here I am in Google Drive, and then I can tap new, and then here I'm gonna select Google Sheet. So I will have a new spreadsheet like this one. It's the same thing and it's free. Why not use it? You see what I mean? Okay, so what we have, let's try first of all to represent the situation so that you can understand it with the representation. Okay, let's see. So let's say we don't know the net present value. That's mean the initial investment. That's they are asking. We don't know. This is a question mark. But we know they're gonna be like $100 for the first year, 100 again second year, because they say $100 at the end of each of the next 3 years. So I'm gonna have like 100 here. So that's my 100 at the end of the next 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. So 1, right, 2, 3 years. But I know also year 4 I'm gonna have like $200, year 4, and then year 5 I'm gonna year 5 I'm gonna have 300. So that's year 4, that's year 5. I'm gonna have 300. By the way, it should be the same distance, so I'm just doing it like that, but properly those segments should be equal. Okay, and then finally I'm gonna have in year 6 $500. There you go. That's the situation that we got. Now what they are asking is simple. We need to find out the net present value. So what you do, it's pretty simple. If you go on your Google Sheet, what you just type the symbol equal, and then you type NPV. Okay, this is the net present value. So what we got, the first, they're asking the discount. That's mean the discount is the interest, which is 8%. Okay, so the 8%, it's 0.08, right? So what you do, they're asking for the discount, so in decimal value is going to be 0.08 at the 8%. And then first cash flow, cash flow one is going to be $100 first year. Cash flow two, $100 second year. Cash flow three, $100 again. And then cash flow four, that's mean it's gonna be $200, right? $200 at the end of the 4 year, and $300 at the end of year 5, and finally it's gonna be $500 at the end of year 6. So let me close the parentheses. So here's my answer. That's my net present value. This is as simple as that. So my net present value, it's simple, net present value. So this is equal to 923.898 cents. So I find my net present value. So I can say that my net present value, right? Net present value, it's 928. Let me see. 923, excuse me. It's 920. So it's 900. 923.98 cents. That's the net present value. Okay. Now, if I want to find out the present value, it's pretty simple. It's like I have the net present value. I can just find out this value after 6 years. Okay. So basically, it's easy. I can use the same thing. If I go to my Google Sheet, let me type it. So let me type like future value. FV. No, first of all, put the equal sign, future value. So that's gonna be future value. The future value is gonna be like the rate, which is 0.08%, and the number of period, in this case it's 6 years, right? Let me put 6. And then payment. The payment, in this case, because this is the way to do it. I already have, it's like I have my net present value. I'm gonna just find out his future value, which means the payment gonna be 0, right? Because I don't have it. So the way to understand it, what I did compute the net. That means all those payment, different payment, they are different. They are not identical. So I just find all the value of all these. It's 928. So I don't need additional payment because I'm not going to have additional payment. The net present value of this one. So if they ask you in the future value, the future value is going to be, if you want to do it in detail, it's going to be net present value. If you want to do it without the sheet, it's going to be net present value 1 plus the interest to the power of 6. That's the way to do it manually. Okay. Because all this has been converted to one single value, which is 928. That's why when I go here for future value, so I put the payment 0, and I'm gonna put only the net present value, which is 923.98 cents, and then the end of period, which is 0. When it's at the end of period, you put 0. And then which is 0, and then I'm going to close my parentheses. There it is, and then enter. Here's my future value. As simple as that. Future value, simple like that. So I got my future value. Okay. So another way to compute this is like if you want to do it in detail, but it's gonna take a long time. Either net present value, what you're gonna do is like you're gonna compute the future value of 100 after 6 years, future of 100 after, let me see, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is gonna be after like 5 years. This is gonna be after 4 years. So that's another way to do it step by step if you want to find out the future value of all of this. But as you see, that's gonna take more time. It's the same thing also. If you want to go step by step for present value, you can compute the present value of this 100, the present value of this one, the present value of this one. You can do it step by step if you want, but that's gonna take time. It's better to just do it once and then you're good. Okay, now, so I got my future value. Remember, as you can see, the future value is generally a different sign than the net present value. My future value is 1,466. It's 1,000, so it's 1,466.24. That's my future value. There it is. I got my future value. Okay. Now, what about that? The last questions. They say, if the net present value is $1,000. I know the net present value, by the way. I know my net present value. It's it's 928.98. But they told me if I have a net present value instead of this, but I have another net present value of what? Of $1,000, right? $1,000, dude. So they are asking me what additional payment in the year 4. So which I don't know. I'm trying to find a cash flow in the year 4. So it's a cash flow if you want. It's a cash flow for year 4, which I don't know. So they're asking me what cash flow for year 4 if I need $1,000. The way to do it. So I'm just gonna make a difference between this one. The difference between those two net present value. Let's find out. So it's like I have like a $1,000, right? $1,000 minus 923.98 cents. That gives me the difference is like $76.02. That's the difference. So that's the difference. So it's like I have a net present value of 76 because they asked me what cash flow in year 4 additional. So which means in year 4 I know it's 200. So what I need to add in the 200, I want to know in order to have like 76 more. So the idea is to compute the present value if you want, whatever it is, the net present value. It's like I know an additional net present value. Let me call it NPV1, which is 7602. Okay, so I want to know which cash flow in the year 4. So I can use the same thing. I can do it step by step if I want. So the idea is to have like 76.02, right? That's a net present value. This is gonna be an additional to this one. And then I don't know the cash flow. Let me put C, the cash flow, and then 1 plus the interest, which is 0.08, right? And then minus 4. I can do it manually. Okay, I can, and then I'm gonna, if I compute everything and I divide, I'm gonna find. But so like we said, we're gonna at the year 4 exactly, it's gonna be a future value which I don't know. So equal sign future value, and then the rate is still gonna be 0.08, right? Number of period is gonna be year 4. Payment, there is no periodic payment, okay? This is not an annuity, so that's why I put 0. And then present value, the present value which is 76.02, right? And then end of period, which is 0. Okay, which is 0. And then close my parentheses. There it is. There it is. So the future value in this case will be 342. So which means I will need to add here an additional 100. Say it's 103.42. $103.42 in order to have 1,000. That's basically the way to solve it. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. If it's the first time that you are with us, I will encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Okay, take care guys.